Happy holidays. I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. As the year comes to a close, it's time to take a look back at some of the stories covered on FYI throughout the year in the first installment of the Year in Review. For nearly 5 decades, trains have been making a stop in the Ann Arbor area as travelers hop on for a tour of the many varieties of model trains. Passengers had their tickets ready as they boarded the annual train show and sale at Saline Middle School.
We have about 100 different vendors come in. We fill up over 300 tables. We have several layouts and even a train you can ride on. That's a large-scale train. It's referred to as live steam.
We have this layout. It's a traveling layout. It consists of modules. The members build individual modules. They all have a standard interface so that we can plug them into one another, and we create layouts like this.
I am debuting a new building. It's called the Cadillac Tower from downtown Detroit. There's also the Griswold building. Mary Martha Stewart Chapel from the Henry Ford, Greenfield Village.
All the conductors share a desire for this childhood pastime thriving into adulthood.
The set dressing makes all the difference in the world. So each and every one of our members adds something exceptionally valuable when they come together as a collective.
For me, it's the artwork. I'm in this for the art. I do a lot of the scenery. I build scenery, I build buildings, I do painting, I do things like that.
I think there's just an inherent appeal about trains, and it was a toy that was available. And there's nostalgia that's part of it at this point. People will buy trains that remind them of their childhood, and it's tangible. It's not the app on the phone where you're buying something with coins and then you said, oh, I'm kind of done with that. The trains are still there, and you can go back to them and recreate stuff.
Monarchs have been fighting for their lives for years, with the population declining at a rapid rate. Now, a couple of Ann Arbor institutions are swooping to the rescue to give these butterflies a fighting chance. The City of Ann Arbor's golf courses can now add Butterfly Sanctuary to their list of accomplishments.
The Monarchs in the Rough program is a great initiative to create awareness for the decline of the butterfly population. What's amazing is it's only been happening since like 1999 that the population has declined by 80–90%.
The idea is to bring the golf course into play, and they can donate open areas to be able to establish the landscape that the butterflies need to be able to sustain.
The monarchs are a huge asset to the environment, and it's the milkweed plant that's that lone plant that they need to lay their eggs on and that they eat when they're young. So it's a very important plant, the milkweed. The monarch is a very important species for pollinators, for the environment, and they're in trouble, and we're trying to help.
There's been an increased population of bumblebees, bees, wasps that are basically also benefiting from the natural areas. It's not just about monarchs.
One of my favorite old Chinese proverbs is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I want someone to look back and say, wow, what these folks started 30 years ago has really helped where we are today.
Art can make any home or business that much more special, whether it be a painting, a sculpture, or even a quilt. We live in an area where one-of-a-kind artwork is prevalent. See as artists bring their imaginations to life. Established in 1992, Matawi Tile Works has been making an impact on the design world with their unparalleled creations.
Nothing else looks quite like Matawi, so there's something distinctive about the way that I put shapes and color together. There's an artistic stamp.
Noel's vision has created unexpected artistic collaborations.
I have lots of books, and I basically look through and see what catches me. So it's an issue of, I would say, personal enchantment. And then I also actually work with other artists whose work I admire and feel like it lends itself to Matawi's tile making technique. And I have licensing agreements with those people, including Frank Lloyd Wright, who's not around anymore. Think of that as a collaboration across time. The tile are pressed, they dry, air dry, they get fired one time, and in the ceramic world we call it a bisque firing, so they become as hard as a stale biscuit and a little bit porous.
Matawi's process is key in the creation of these distinctive textiles.
So then we apply the glaze either by dipping the tile in glaze for our installation tiles or by bulb glazing, and then we fire them again. And the glaze, the glass melts, it fuses to the clay body, and then you have a tile. When I was in art school, you could make one amazing thing, and that was great, and you didn't have to repeat it. Of course, in manufacturing, you have to make the same beautiful thing pretty much the same every day, and so process becomes critical. What I want to do is enrich people's lives with the beautiful products that we make, and of course, the way that I run the company.
There are so many ways to get your body in motion at any age. Learn about some fitness options making their mark in the area in 2019. Teaching strength, discipline, and balance, Champion Gymnastics is so much more than a gym on Jackson Road.
So we offer ages 18 months to 18 years, but some of the different classes that we offer is in terms of Ninja Zone, which is more of like a American Ninja Warrior style. We also offer Tumble Champs, which is for 18 months to 3 years old. We have advanced classes, and then from there they have the opportunity to make our pre-team program and then our full-on competitive team level.
The instructors work with the students to ensure they feel supported.
They'll warm up and stretch together, and then from there they go into an A-B grouping. A is for our more advanced classes within that class, and then B is for beginners. And we're keeping an eye on our kids all the time. So if a kid is exhibiting a higher level of skill within a beginner level class, we'll have that kid come in for an evaluation and make sure that we're progressing them and advancing them.
I started doing gymnastics, getting really into it after my dad had passed away in 2012, and that kind of influenced me a lot. So gymnastics has been my escape to get all of my emotions and feelings towards him out. It's just a way to escape, so I'm happier he's with me.
They come on down, join our fun and awesome program, and I think the program itself, it speaks volumes, and once your kid gets here, they're hooked.
Come here and you'll feel welcome like family. It's very loving and fun, and every time I come here I just can't wait to get on the floor and start doing what I love to do.
The Union Baseball Club of Dexter took the courteous approach to play as they took on the Modern Baseball Club of Chelsea.
So we're playing 1860s bound rule baseball. So it's baseball when the game was transitioning from a game played by children to an organized game played by adults. It's just a more pure, I guess, form of baseball. For me, the attraction to it is just it's a more gentlemanly game. It's not cutthroat, it's not win at all costs. We're just, two clubs going out here having fun.
The game may seem familiar, but different at the same time.
You'll see largely no gloves. The uniform I'm wearing is somewhat appropriate to the time period.
We play by a different set of rules that are slightly different than modern rules. Balls can be caught off the bounce or a bound, and the batter can be out. There are different rules as far as no sliding, advancing on foul balls, and things like that. So it's very similar to modern baseball, but there are enough differences that we appreciate it for it the way it is, and it's considered a gentleman's game this way.
The greatest thing for us is just having a larger crowd out here, watching us play, cheering us on.
Sunshine is a school of spiritual development which offers classes to the masses.
Tai Chi is an art that grows with you, so it's open, it's accessible regardless your age, your height, your strength, nothing matters.
The classes focus on your mental health.
Today is a Tai Chi pushing hands class, and pushing hands class, as you can see, is a two-person interactive exercises. And Tai Chi is typically being seen as a health exercise, but it's actually originally created as a martial art. Tai Chi is what's called a moving meditation. So as you move, as we relax our bodies, using our focus to relax our bodies, our mind blank out, so that we have that meditative feel to it.
Ann Arbor is on a mission to reduce our carbon footprint as they took a step in the right direction by installing solar panels at one of our city-owned buildings. Watch as numerous volunteers gather to help make a greener tomorrow. Adopted in 2012, Ann Arbor's Climate Action Plan aims for a 25% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2025.
It's a joint effort between our University of Michigan student organization, Students for Clean Energy, in partnership with the City of Ann Arbor to install solar panels on the fire station here, Fire Station 6, just near Briarwood Mall.
It's just free clean energy from the sun. So once you pay back those panels, it's all coming through. So I think there's multiple reasons to be really excited about solar panels and renewables in general.
The solar company is also making sure that the source of energy is battery ready. So when they can have a source of storing their overproduced energy, that they can prolong that type of cost efficiency in the future so that they can just continue to tap in to the renewable source rather than the backup from whatever their energy provider is.
Plan on seeing solar panels on more city-owned properties with expectations that residential properties will follow suit.
A major proponent of a solar panel is its visibility to the community and how creating this visualization of clean energy in the future of our economy is like a really important idea and an important message to send amongst the community members to know that this type of solutions exist and they can be readily available to anyone.
Well, one of our fire stations was going the way of solar. The men and women that make up the Ann Arbor Fire Department were getting in some extra training to combat dangerous fire emergencies. The AAFD worked in conjunction with Oakland Community College to learn the best methods to extinguish flashover fires.
This training teaches firefighters fire behavior, and they actually experience a flashover, which is the combustion of all of the contents in the room at a single time. So this is a flashover in a controlled environment.
Inside the training trailer, firefighters will learn the warning signs to these life-threatening fire emergencies.
A flashover is where a compartment within the fire building, everything catches on fire at the same time. So once we reach a flashover, if firefighters are in there, our gear will start to fail, our air packs will start to fail. Some pre-flashover conditions are a significant change of heat. The smoke will start to become very thick, visibility will decrease, and there'll also be what are called fingers of fire that'll start to move across the ceiling. The best thing that somebody can do to prevent a fire death in your house is make sure you've got working smoke detectors. The other thing we recommend is make sure that you have an escape plan.
Kids even got a chance to take on the role as firefighter as the hose was rolled out at an annual county event. Organized fire suppression services in America date back to the Civil War, and you can experience this life-saving history right here in Washtenaw County.
Welcome to Riverside Park in Ypsilanti. Every year the Firehouse Museum sponsors what's called a muster. And the muster is a gathering of antique fire trucks for display purposes, some of which are pumping and some are just show how trucks can be restored.
Kids got in the driver's seat as they took on the role of firefighter.
We were able to shoot the water hose over there, which was really fun. We rang some bells. We got to sit in the fire trucks. Firefighters have been awesome. They were able to let us sit and pretend to drive the trucks and push the buttons, so really nice people out here.
There's a hand pumper and the kids can go actually pump the hand pumper and then spray water at the hose house, pretending like they're putting out an actual fire.
Thank you to Ypsilanti for putting on this great event. Gives the kids a chance to get up close, to the fire trucks, which they wouldn't have an opportunity to do that without them providing this. So thank you to all the men and women out here.
Students and kids affected by Dance Marathon at the University of Michigan, or DMUM, put on their best duds to dance and laugh the night away at events held throughout the school year. DMUM let the good times roll as they support a very worthy cause.
Today we have the For the Kids formal from Dance Marathon, the University of Michigan, and it's a great event. It's essentially a dance party put on by the University of Michigan students for the kids, and they're having a good time.
FTK is a hashtag that we use for lots of things, so it stands for the Kids. Everything we do is FTK, for the kids.
DMUM raises the roof to children in need.
It's an opportunity for students to make a tangible difference in the community. You're really getting to see how the money that we raise impacts the families and how we're able to help them. So it's a bonding opportunity for students to get involved on campus, to get to know other kids. There's volunteering opportunities, leadership opportunities. So it's so much more than just fundraising.
It's important to spread awareness about disabilities and to promote acceptance of people with disabilities, and they've been fantastic at doing that. It's a great organization, not only for the students that get to be involved to, stretch themselves in that way and do something good for the kids, but also it's of course a good thing for the kids as well. They have a lot of therapies that they put on that people that might not normally be able to afford get a chance to participate in. So they're a great organization.
During Victorthon, DMUM students take a stand for 24 hours.
We're standing for 24 hours to support pediatric rehabilitative programs like at Mott and Beaumont Children's Hospital. And we have over 40 families that we help support. And so this event is just mainly like a collaboration of what has happened throughout the year, and it all comes together, and all the support and all the dancers that have raised money.
There's a bunch of events here as well. We have an obstacle course, we have an alumni center, we have an inspiration tent where dancers can go when they're feeling a little bit tired or a little bit exhausted. Overall, it's just busy. There's no hour where you're just standing there looking for something to do.
We have line dances that we teach every 2 hours, so we have a group of us that get on stage and we'll teach these guys different stories and different line dances, and that continues on throughout the event.
It kind of brings everybody together, the families, the kids, the therapists, who a lot of the fundraising benefits, and kind of symbolizes as the students start to feel the struggles around 20 hours, 21 hours, they kind of start to feel some of the same struggles a lot of the kids go through during their therapies.
The students that make up DMUM have a lasting effect on the children in need.
I'm the first and only kid in the entire South Lyon district that can play a musical instrument, and that's all because of the students right here standing for 24 hours.
It really boosted her self-esteem and her self-confidence. She used to be very shy, but to have, a whole team focus on her, she came out of her shell really quickly.
DMUM has become my family. Every person, every class, there's someone I know, and I've never met such a network of genuine people, and we just fundraise for the best cause in the world.
Washtenaw Community College really cares about our community as they host over 4,000 events throughout the year and ensure their campus is environmentally friendly. Take a look. WCC's free college days occur twice a year for those looking to learn.
It's an opportunity for the community to come in, to see what kinds of classes we teach, to tour our labs, to really get an idea of the resource that Washtenaw Community College provides the community.
I don't think our community realizes that we have 130 associate and certificate degree programs. We are the biggest transfer institution to University of Michigan.
During Free College Days, students can register for any number of courses offered regularly at WCC.
This is an opportunity for people to come tour our labs, like our advanced manufacturing lab. We also have a Polaris slingshot vehicle here. That's an open air vehicle, that's a connected vehicle that our students and faculty actually built.
Just come to WCC, we have a lot of fun here.
Our faculty and staff genuinely care about our students. So I guess what I really want to say is thank you. Thank you, Washtenaw County, for your support.
Washtenaw Community College rolled out 90 new recycle waste stations dedicated to proper disposal.
Here at WCC, we see recycling as a gateway activity to improve people's sustainability overall in their lives. There is more focus now on standardization, availability of bins that are bold, that stand out, that somebody can see immediately when they're looking to dispose of an item.
WCC uses dual stream recycling to alleviate contamination.
It increases the recyclability of the waste stream. If we mix glass, plastic, and maybe cups that contain drinks in with the paper, we contaminate our paper. More of it has to be removed from the recycling stream, which means the recycling system is less efficient. WCC's waste management strategy prioritizes waste reduction, then reuse of waste produced, then recycling of whatever waste cannot be reused before we finally think about disposal.
Here in Ann Arbor, you can hear airplanes buzzing by at all hours of the day due to our local airport and the people who have a calling for aviation. The smell of silver dollar pancakes on the griddle, sizzling sausage, and planes soaring, all made for a one-of-a-kind Sunday morning at the Ann Arbor Airport.
So we're at the Ann Arbor Municipal Airport Pancake Breakfast. It's hosted by the Experimental Aircraft Association, Chapter 333, here at the Ann Arbor Airport every year. We've been doing it for quite a while, and the objective is to have a fun, family-friendly event where people can come out to the airport and kind of see it from inside of the fence.
We had a great breakfast and we got to see a lot of planes take off, and Olivia and Charles got to ride on a helicopter.
Our U of M survival flight helicopter is here today, so people can see that a little up close and personal. And there are a lot of other airplanes that belong to our members, whether it's an experimental airplane they built themselves, or a light sport, or like a Cessna or a Piper that a lot of people are familiar with. So a real variety of airplanes.
My favorite part is letting him get in the planes and see them and, you know, try to pretend to drive it and be a pilot and enjoy it.
For 50 years, Chapter 333 has been sharing their love for flight.
The Experimental Aircraft Association is an international organization that was founded to help people who wanted to build their own airplanes. And we've evolved to support folks who restore and fly all different kinds of airplanes, from antique and vintage airplanes to warbirds to experimental airplanes that they build themselves, or pilots like me who just fly regular certified airplanes and want a community of people to sort of share their passion for aviation.
During the summer months, there are numerous camps that you can enroll the kids in, but one company is bringing the stage to life as students learn singing, dancing, and acting, the triple threat. Dancers Edge and Dexter builds confidence during musical theater camp.
We start from the very, very basic beginning. We pick songs, we learn how to read music, we learn choreography and blocking. They make their own costumes, they make their own backdrops. If we have sets, they make their own sets, and then we perform at the end of the week.
Standing up in front of on a stage is
hard, especially in front of an audience, and they're so young, and starting them that young is so good for confidence, because as they grow, they won't be nervous to go and talk to people or talk in front of a big group or anything like that.
The students performed Seussical the Musical at the end of this 5-day camp.
They want to feel challenged. They want to feel like they've conquered something when they get to the end of this week and they perform. So Seussical was interesting to sell to them though, because I said, you're going to be jungle animals and you're going to be fish. And half of them were like, I don't want to be a fish. But now, as it's gone through the week and they've started to own those characters, they've come in and they're like, I'm a lion, or I'm going to do this, and this is what I'm going to wear, and this is how I'm going to act, and this is how I'm going to move.
We have an entire scene between two kids that are under the age of 8, and they rock it. They're doing like Seussical rhymes with words that don't exist and all sorts of these big words, and it's just fantastic that they can do that.
Kids who participate in the arts grow up to be confident adults who know how to communicate. Kids who can act and get on stage and do any of these things, they can do anything with their lives. If you find someone who wants to be a CEO and they had an acting background, they can hold eye contact, they can convey a thought, they can persuade people with how they're acting, and all of that comes from all of these skills they learn as children.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Arbor to see all that we have to offer, and remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.